agency, now notorious for its lavish out-of-town conferences, is making headlines again. This week, the General Services Administration held a costly training conference at an Opryland hotel in Nashville, Tennessee. At the exact same time, an administrator was sitting in the hot seat on Capitol Hill. One of the congressmen asking the tough questions was Republican Jeff Denham of California. He joins us now live. And by the way, I would note you did not vote to adjourn. You're here in Washington, and you still have a lot of work on your mind. GSA chief among that. Tell us what you're looking into now. We hear word of 77 new events or conferences that have come to light, and millions in bonuses as well. 77
conferences after the president issued his executive order. So the real question is, why are these agencies, why is GSA in particular, who sets the standard for every other agency, why are they ignoring the president, the commander-in-chief, on these conferences?
Are you worried about the public's trust eroding in government as a whole, not only in GSA, because they are supposed to be sort of the example setter, the gatekeeper on federal spending? Are you worried about how the average taxpayer is going to view, lawmakers and government as a whole because of this?
Absolutely. This is a president that campaigned on transparency, and yet the frustrating thing about GSA is, when we do an inquiry on conferences, then we find out they start calling them celebrations or award ceremonies. So if they're just going to change the names but still have the same bad behavior, we need to make sure that Congress is holding their feet to the fire on it.
And I would note there's been bipartisan outrage. I've seen quotes from folks on both sides of the aisle saying it's completely unacceptable and wanting to get answers. Are you getting those answers?
We are getting them. Fortunately, we've got the media also asking questions, but we have to ask many questions, whether it's the bonuses. The first GSA bonuses, they reported back to us that they had $10 million in bonuses. Then we found out it was $44 million because they classify all of these various bonuses that was to stop with another one of the president's executive orders.
So you not only looking for a needle in a haystack, you have to know exactly what to call it when you're going fishing for this information. I want to ask you as well about vacant buildings. I know it's something that's been of great concern with some of the hearings on Capitol Hill, the fact that GSA does have control of a number of very valuable properties, and yet they are sitting empty. Well, I know they're signing leases for other major pieces of property.
We're going through every property across the nation. There's 14,000 that have already been declared as surplus and vacant, unneeded properties that we could sell off immediately, not only reduce our debt, but either in redeveloping them or selling them off, you're going to create hundreds and thousands of jobs across the nation, but certainly several hundred here in the D.C. area.
Are you encouraged at all by the fact that the current acting administrator of GSA, Dan Tangerlini, has actually been bringing things as he discovers them to the Inspector General saying, listen, we're red flagging this, we want you to look into it. Are you encouraged by the current leadership, the fact that they seem to be joining you in some ways to try to crack down?
I am encouraged, and we've certainly been trying to give the new acting director a lot of leadway to show transparency, to put a stop to these conferences. The problem is many of them are still going on, and we continue to find out about them after the fact rather than him coming to us and being transparent.
So what's the next step? More hearings, more investigations? Where do you
go? Certainly more hearings. We're going to be doing a hearing in Miami tomorrow on a vacant courthouse that's got a brand new courthouse next door, and yet this building has been sitting vacant for over a decade. We're going to be doing one in L.A. the following week, and incidentally, that new courthouse that they're trying to build there is at the same time that another Maui conference is going on. So we want to continue to show, I would love to show that they are improving things, but so far they haven't. They've been trying to hide the ball, and we're going to continue to go after them.
Well, as you keep an eye on it, let us know. Keep us up to date. Congressman Jeff Denham, I know folks out there appreciate that you're tracking where their tax dollars are going.